Jet Power, it's back and it's possibly bigger than ever. We're in a completely new location with a massive full-size runway, but that's not what this particular video is about. This video is about what's in here, the tent. That's right, we're back. It's the Jet Power tent walkthrough. It may have been 2 years since the last time we were here, but most of the layout remains similar. We walk in, first thing we've got, CARF models. Now CARF, obviously a few years ago, took over the Pirotti line, so we've got the Rebel Max, Rebel Pro, Rebel Classic, and the Mini Hot. Now, obviously they've got all of their latest and greatest models out here, but there's one which is stealing the show. Hi Mark, how you doing?
How's it going? Right.
There's one model here which is really above and beyond the rest, and it's got its own special room. First of all, come in, the brand new Phantom F4, massive model, total scale everywhere you look. Now obviously, not only is it massive, big and heavy, but it's already won prizes. It got the best of show at Joe Knoll this year. Now in here, we've also got on the walls sort of the process, starting off from kit all the way to the winning prizes. But just everywhere you look, it's perfect scale. Even got the mirrors on the bottom so you can see everything top to bottom. You won't find anything on here that isn't on the full size. We've got full animated pilots, as you can see. Now this is the one that we saw flying at Weston Park. This year there's two of them. They're going to be flying in close formation, as we saw yesterday. So we'll get a video of that for you guys up on the channel later this week, probably. Okay, so we leave here. Now we're also told that in here, under here, they've got a smoke machine, speakers, and the TV that's over there is obviously connected to the speakers. And at some point during the weekend, we're going to have a brilliant show in here where apparently the speakers are loud enough to make the whole place rumble. And the idea of this place here is it's an experience. So the walls are covered in the pictures of the process, starting off as just a load of foam panels, plug all the way through, as we saw in there, to the final product.
Oh yeah, we'll have a look.
So, we've got obviously the Diablo, which we haven't seen at Jet Power yet, even though it's been out for a year. We didn't have a Jet Power last year. This is the smaller brother of the Mephisto. Much more friendly size to be able to get in your car, doesn't need quite as big a turbine, so somewhere in the 220 size is about right, and obviously a lot less fuel hungry than the big 300s used in the Mephistos. Now, in the center here, as is traditional with every Jet Power, we have our good friends at JetCat, which still have here on show their massive P1000, which we're still waiting to see this put in a model somewhere. This is admittedly more of an industrial turbine so far, but the way that turbines are going lately and jets are going where they're getting bigger and bigger, I doubt it'll be long before we see something with one of these inside. Obviously we've got the 550, there's already a load of models here flying with these in them. We've got the 400 Pro, the 250 Pro, which we've got in my FC1, the 300 and the new 350 Pro, which we saw at the recent JetCat air show and at Pro Wing. And then brand new here, we have the smallest turbine in the Pro series, which is the JetCat P190 Pro, which they were still running the prototype at the JetCat air show that we went to. This is now the production version. And I'm not sure if I'm outdated, but I think these two are new as well. We've got a P62 RX, so a little bit bigger than the old 60 as far as thrust, but a heck of a lot smaller. And the P150, which obviously is a step up from the usual 140 size, but as models are getting bigger and we were also wanting more power for the maneuvers, well, it seems like an obvious progress. It's also, again, a lot smaller than the 140s were. It also seems smaller than the 130 that we've got, so definite progress. Gotta love JetCat. Well, on the other side here, we've also got AirWorld, who obviously always come here with some massive models. We've still got their ever popular huge 104 in the back there. But this is new for this year. It's their new MiG, which we'll be seeing flying later, hopefully. Built and weathered by Trond Hammerstedt up in Norway, which, as always with his models, absolutely beautifully finished. This one has a very heavy weathering on it, but this is kind of how you would expect to see a lot of the Russian planes, possibly especially now. So, we'll continue up here. We've got Grumania Jets, your go-to guys when you need any kind of pipe for your turbines, be it standard, bifurcated, vector thrust, turboprop, you name it, they've got it here. Okay. And rather an unusual looking model here, which is the Henkel HE162A, but doesn't have a turbine in it at the moment, but definitely something a little bit unusual. Yeah. And they've also quite popular smaller jets, which admittedly are a bit expensive for the size, but the ones, if you can pick up one of these, the scale detailing on them is really next level. What have we got next? Now, this one, it looks kind of like an F-86, and that's because it is close to one. It's an F-84, it's the Thunderstreak. Now, it kind of looks like a more stylized version. It's got the massive air brakes on the side of the fuselage, so it should slow down really well, as well as having obviously the massive wing. This is obviously going to be in the 280, 3-meter wingspanish, roughly square by the looks of it, full flying elevator. So again, models this size always fly great, and I'm sure this one won't be any different. Now, before Raquel tells me off for missing the helicopters, these are our friends at Heli Factory. We saw these guys earlier in the year at Rotor Live. I'm not going to pretend I know too much about the helicopters. That's very much Raquel's area, but I mean, jet power and helicopters, you know that they're going to be massive, and they're no disappointing in here. We've got all the scale details. We've got even the hook that drops down. These are usually mostly powered by JetCat turbines. And we have a photo from a year or two ago with this one, which I think is still my favorite. So if I ever wanted a helicopter, this would be the one I would want. So we come back around here. Our Italian friend, Daniel. Now, obviously, he's been doing his MB339s for a few years now. Currently, his lineup, he's got the 3-meter version and the 4-meter version and the 3.5-meter. Hey, muy bien, gracias. Now, every year he comes, he's just adding more and more detail to them. I mean, if you look in the top of the fuzz there, you can see that, is it necessary? No. Does it add more realism and just make the plane even cooler? Definitely. But this is jet power. Bigger is better, and that's where these monsters come in. I mean, hang on, I'm going to sneak in here. Now, I'm not usually a small guy. Wing is about 1 Martin, so add another Martin on top. Again, we've got all the scale details. The fact that it's a bigger plane also allows to add significantly more detailing into these areas. So if you compare these to the one that we've just seen even, all the small ribboning, the wiring, everything is just basically completely full size, miniaturized. Again, beautiful weathering, and we've seen them fly previously. We know they fly brilliantly. It's effectively a massive trainer, just on a bigger budget. Unilight, at every fair we see them, got to play around with some lights. If you need any lighting for your models, these are the guys to go to. They've got, as you can see, all different shapes, sizes, colors, flashing, non-flashing, you name it, they've got an answer for you. Helikopter Baumann, again, helicopters, but here they're offering a lot of very cool little scale details that are ready finished. So ready for you to be able to just attach them to your model without needing too much extra work and just taking your helicopter straight to the next level. Salim Siddiq, hi my friend.
We were just talking
They've
about
arrived, or these are what you brought with you? Okay, so obviously our UATs, absolutely top quality, as our friend Emilio Brusoni calls him, the jeweler, and you can see why, because they're perfect, every single one of them. We've got UATs and his new product line, fuel bags. So we're going to be testing them soon?
Yeah, you know, this
Yeah.
is I brought this in here just to show you how much pressure.
That is-
If you want to put it on the
We'll try.
floor, and if you want to stand on it, you can do.
Okay, we've got one chance at this. I've not had breakfast, if that helps. Hopefully I'm not going to fall over here. Mira para allá. That's not bad, eh? So, following on from our previous test and video of fuel bags, that is seriously impressive. We need to talk. I think I need some of those.
Yeah, okay, this is your
And
I just
all different shapes as well for different models, and of course available in a variety of sizes and so on. And our friends from the UK, Joe Hampson's got one in his Pilot RC Matrix, which we'll be flying together later on in the pilot demo. And he's got one of these bags. He's been developing this with Salim for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
He's been testing them, even though he's been working on them for a lot longer than that. So mate, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you. Cheers. Now, Tomahawk. Obviously, Tomahawk is synonymous with jet power. They're synonymous with big, large, high quality models. We've got their PC-21, which has been out for a little while now. Obviously, the ever popular F-86, and the one that everyone wants to see fly today. Now, this one has flown a few times previously, but here we now have it running with the full vector system. So this one is 4 meters long, 3 meters 70 wingspan. It's got, I think it's a very big jet cat turbine inside it, and it's running full vector. So we can't wait to see what Mark Petrak does to this when putting it through its paces. And for the rest of us mere mortals, they also have smaller sizes as well, obviously. They've got the small one and the slightly larger one that we're more used to. So 2.2 meters and 2.6 meters. You choose based on the size of your car and your wallet. And then this one here, I'm not sure, I think this is safe enough to climb up on. Now, some of you may have seen the video on my channel flying a massive 4 meter F-16 a number of years ago in a bright chrome finish. Well, at the time, that was one of only 2 or 3 available because it was produced by one guy, basically. They've now taken over the molds and they've commercialized the model. So this is that same massive 4 meter, or to be honest, 3.8 meter F-16. Now, being built by these guys, I'm sure that it's not only lighter and stronger, but if the one that I flew already flew amazing, this one is going to be spectacular. It's always been on my wish list ever since flying that one that we videoed all those years ago. And then of course, F-100 and BAE Hawk. You never quite know what you're going to find at Jet Power. We've got some magnifying glasses with lights, all kind of cool little things here. And PariTech have brought out, I'm not sure if we're supposed to stand on this, but oh well. They've brought a Speed Canard GT, possibly the most unusual plane at the fair. Do you think that's fair? So it's got, hey, how are you? Very good, thanks. So we've got no central rudder. We've got the rudder basically on the wingtips. We've got the big winglets.
Yeah.
Canard at the front. What turbine inside?
100 jet cap, but we fly this
with a-
or with
So it's available for electric and with a jet cap P100 in it.
10 minutes.
We're flying today?
No.
Not, oh, next time. But an amazing looking model. Can't wait to see that one fly. And this one's always been one of my favorites as well, the Natrix. A nice kind of mix between a Futura and a speed jet, somewhere nice where it's in between. It's fast, it's not too fast, it's very sporty. And having flown one, it flies on rails. It's absolutely brilliant. Now these guys do all kinds of supports and stands, which is basically CNC cut. Nice supports for your model. Make sure that it's nice and secure when building it, when assembling it at the flying field. And they've got all kinds of different shapes and sizes, depending on whether you have small models, big models, or massive models. They've got something to suit you and help you out. Right. What have we got? We saw these guys at Pro Wing. They've got the covering that comes pre-colored. So for your scale models, we've got cockpits, pilots, and all kinds of small scale accessories. So whereas obviously we saw a lot of scale accessories at Pro Wing, here it's not quite so common. So these are the guys you want to come and see. Glider It, brand new, the Jet Max. Now these guys basically try and rip the wings off this every time they fly, and they don't manage to do it. It's turbine powered, turbines inside, it comes out the back. Really elegant solution. It can take off from the ground, no need to hand launch, no need to have a trolley. Really fun model. With all the benefits, of course, of being a glider. Now, our friends at Powerbox. Now, they've just released, as you've possibly seen already, the brand new V3 generation of their iGyro. Basically, it's a software update, so if you already have an iGyro sat or a 3 extra, this is an update which you can do via the terminal or via USB, and it offers all the same goodness of the original software that was in there. It also offers a new mode, Smart Mode, which basically allows you to increase the gyro massively without inducing oscillations or rebounds and bounce backs. So having been helping these guys to develop the software for these for a few months now, I can say that having tested it, it's a real massive improvement. But the big news, servos. Powerbox is bringing out their own line of servos. This is the first one. It should be available in about a month's time. It's a 40 kilo servo approximately. It's a coreless motor, which allows it to be faster and more torquey from the get-go. Now, the benefit here is the 40 kilos are actually moving torque, not stalled torque. So where most companies will tell you how much they can hold, but they can't get the surface there to hold it in the first place, this is approximately 40 kilos in movement. So 40 kilos to get it there, and even more torque than that to hold it there. It also runs on a standard wire, a P2 bus wire, or S-bus. So you name it, it'll work with it. It comes with an 8mm spline, threaded inserts, and the wire is actually detachable and it's held in place with a small screw so it can't come out unintentionally. That means you can make your own wires to length perfectly every time. Now, Vicente from 1/3 RC Kits. Now, these are the guys who we flew their pits for at Pro Wing. Now here, they've got it, unfortunately isn't yet functional, but they're currently working on a jet pits version. So basically, this is similar to Rich Goodwin's in the UK, where he has 2 turbines, 1 on each side. The idea is to put the same again, 2 turbines, 1 on each side, for that added power, which, okay, in modeling isn't particularly necessary, but it's going to make an amazing sound. And then, of course, they've got their brand new plane that they're working on here, which is the Sport BAE Hawk. Going to be a sport jet made fully out of wood, as you can see. Now, we were supposed to be flying that one at the fair. I was going to be flying that one for the company, but unfortunately, as you can see, The surfaces are finished, but Vicente just ran out of time to finish the fuselage. So that one will have to wait a little bit longer before we can test it, but it should be an interesting option for anyone who likes building, likes jets, and wants to join those two together and have a nice wooden sport jet that they can build themselves and modify however they see fit. Our friends at Hacker. Now Hacker have actually got a, basically, we're not quite sure what the deal is, but they've got a full-size military camouflaged helicopter outside with their logo on it. Now, I'm not sure about what they've got here, but the helicopter, we definitely know that that is very impressive. Now, ZN line, they've got a few models here, which I'm not too up to date with. We've got the FT400, big sport jet, chunky. This is going to be probably similar to a Futura, and a few scale models that they've got hanging about, all looking very nice. But as soon as you get to this part, this is what catches your eye. Yeah, no, not reaching the nose of that one. So it's the Mirage 2000. This one, I think Ali's going to be flying it. Yeah, so Ali's going to be flying one like this. Talk about a big plane, beautiful. It's a Delta, so it's going to fly brilliant, guaranteed. Then we've got some another colour scheme down here, a very popular one with the tiger eyes at the back. Planes are getting bigger. We need bigger cars. Now, oh, we got International Jet Committee, just showing off an F-16. These guys are organising events worldwide. We've got RCFM, where they've got batteries, servos, chargers, a couple of models in the back. Horizon Hobby, who have just brought out the new plug and play or bind and fly F-16 foamy with all their usual AS3X gyro stuff inside. Looks like a really nice toy. It's got the retractable landing gear, and I saw a few of the German guys setting them up yesterday, so I'm sure we're going to have a slot today where we see several of these flying together, and it looks like a lot of fun. And another one of my favorites from all time, the ME262 twin turbine, okay, in this case twin EDF, but also looks like a really fun model. Fixed landing gear, or if you're flying off of grass, you can probably just remove these, and that's why the underside of the turbine pods have got these plastic covers, which mean that if and when you land without the landing gear, you're not going to damage the foam. Really nicely thought out by the guys at Horizon Hobby. Now, our good friends at Vspeak, hopefully you've seen by now the video that we released about a week or two ago with their glasses, where they project the telemetry data directly onto here. So whilst you're flying, you don't need to look down at your radio. You've got all the information there. Plus, of course, the rest of their lineup, where they've got the pump for the pneumatic landing gears, and their fuel pump system, which works for both traditional tanks, and it's got all the pressure sensors and so on to work perfectly with fuel bags or bladders as well. We've got a beautiful Concorde model.
Oh, thank you.
You flying today?
Yes.
What time?
2:20.
2:20. Okay, we'll try and get a video of the Concorde. Beautiful one. It's got twin turbines in it. 60s?
70s.
70s. 70 size.
It's more power than you need.
270 turbines. I can believe it's more power than you need. Yeah. Especially with the thin wing and a Delta. Gotta love a Concorde. I'm not sure if they're bringing the big one this year. All kinds of toys and fun little things for all the kids as well. The German Federation tent. And Mirce Models. Now, these guys make, again, beautiful wooden kits. This is actually all made out of wood. This is a single, it's a kit where you basically build everything yourself. You get a load of wood, and as you can see here, they make a beautiful finish. They've made the most of different cuts of chrome vinyl here, so it actually simulates the panel lines to a degree. Interesting way of doing it. Also a very light model, flies nice. Good work, guys. Now, they do have things here for everyone's wallet, and I have to say, I really like this little A10. Twin prop, so it's super simple, no EDF, no nothing, but who doesn't love an A10, especially when it's simple, and for that price, you just can't go wrong. We have to say hi to our good friends at REVOC. They make the best wing bags, been using them for years. No matter what the model is, they've got a bag for it, and if they don't, they'll make it for you, and they'll make sure it fits perfect every time. They also have nice accessories like straps, harnesses, or for places like here in Germany, a transmitter covered so you can keep your hands warm while flying, because as we've learned, cold hands means slow hands, and that isn't really good for certain styles of flying, especially fast 3D or vector stuff. Now we're almost halfway around, and this is obviously the CM Jets tent. Carlos, we've got two F5s. We've got the black one, which he built. This one he built pretty much in a week. It's not quite finished yet, didn't quite get time to finish it before coming here. But over there, we've got the one that cost me a week of basically not sleeping to get it painted. But before we get there, we've also got the launch of the new Mini Hurricane, which has been out a few months. This one's commercialized by our good friends in Portugal, Aerocar Control. It's kind of the size of a Mini RS, something like that, or Mini Avanti. So popular for the smaller size turbines. Nice to see people remembering the guys with smaller turbines. And here we have my F5. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have time to finish it ready to fly, so this one isn't going to be flying at the show, but we did manage to get it painted. Hopefully you've seen that video as well. It was 8 days from start to finish, from drop off to collection, and we had to sand everything, get rid of all the panel, all the joint lines, fill it, paint it, weather it, get all the stickers on, get all the dry rubs on. A lot of work, but it looks awesome in the end. And yes, we have probably upset a few of the scale guys, because we've gone for what is effectively a fully scale color scheme on top, a fully scale color scheme on the bottom, but they're not from the same model. They are both Swiss though, so we've got the red and the white cross in the middle here. That's obviously the Swiss display color scheme, and then we've got the Swiss military scheme on top. Why? Why not? Got our friends from KST Servos, got their usual lineup of servos and their test bed over there, where they're testing a servo which by the end of the week is going to want another week off, because it's going to be working all weekend long. PAF Modellbau with one of my favorite models ever as well, the Opus. Crazy model, runs on a small tiny turbine, goes super fast, but it also does that crazy super fast spin, which is always a showstopper, even though the model itself is probably now 10, maybe 15 years old. Now we're halfway there now. We're the opposite side of the tent to where we started. We're at RC Dome, where they've got all kinds of chargers, from the iChargers to ISDT. Also got a few servos here and there as well. Next up, we've got Permagrit. Absolutely brilliant tools, whether they're manual tools or for your Dremel. We've also got FTL Innovation, which we've seen these on the circuit. This one we actually flew, the Lancer, we flew it in Australia at the Festival of Aero Modelling. Hopefully you've seen that video as well. Nice little fun sport jet. As we were saying, Permagrit, an amazing lineup of tools as always. Hiya, how you doing? From manual tools, hey mate, how you doing? All the way through to full sets for your Dremel, which, having owned several of these throughout the years, is absolutely brilliant.
You know what he says
and
here?
do I need more tools? Yes or no? Yes. Oh, well, maybe no. Okay, yes we do. Okay, so I'll have one of these.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Obviously, we've seen this one before, but it's still a showstopper. Painted by Daniel, the massive Turbo Raven XXL, 3.5 meters, powered by a massive jet cap with a P100 turbine effectively attached to the turboprop. These things fly amazing. Also on the wish list, but I think I've got too big of a wish list, unfortunately, and not a big enough workshop, hangar, trailer, or van. We've got the Vario stand. Again, we've seen these at Rotor Live. The Chinook, massive model with an amazing structure inside to get everything working and to guarantee that the blades never clash in the middle. Obviously, they have to be attached. Otherwise, any kind of discompensation between one blade at one side and the other would be catastrophic. We've got the Grub over here. Now, this is the one that they use in the UK, the full size for the night show. It's effectively a motor glider, so it's got a massive wing. So this one's flying later at about 1 o'clock, but we'll try and get some video of that. But I'm sure that this must be a super flying model, because the fact that it's basically a motor glider, gliders always fly great. Add a motor, you're going. We've got more little accessories, anything from plug caps, sensors for engines, exhaust pipes. Basically, you name it, you'll be able to find it here. Not sure about the exhaust pipes at Jet Power, but okay, whatever. Linkages, every length, every size. Hinges that you can't find often in other places. Funny little different shapes for things like flaps on Hawks, or sliding ones where you're not quite sure how to attach them in a scale manner. Well, this is your place. Fuel tanks, glues, wires, more glues, all kinds of accessories. We've got tools as well. Very much a modeler's paradise. Parts for lathes. Now, if you've got a lathe, you really do take your modeling seriously. More tools. Airbrush. After the week that we've had painting the F5, I'm not sure if I want to see any paint for a while. In fact, I've still got paint on my fingers, but we're getting there. Top RC, our good friend Leo is going to be flying a few of their models later on. I believe he's going to be flying the Phantom F4. Now he always puts on a nice display, so we'll try and get out for that one. They also seem to have either taken over or copied. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They've taken over the molds from Tomahawk for the Integral, which was always a model with a rather unusual shape. It seems to be the kind of thing that you either love it or hate it. But yeah, I love it. Then big stand for Engel Modellbau. Now obviously these guys are part of the organizing team. They bring a load of stock. So no matter what you need, anything from props, call it a turboprop, to wheels, push rods, accessories. They're also big on these new Chinese transmitters, which seem to be doing well. You've not bought one, have you?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're hitting hard at the moment. What else have we got? This is our good friend Frank Westerholt's L39, with which he recently won the World Championships for scale models. As you can see, you won't find a model that's more perfect than this one compared to the full size. It has every detail, every little scratch, every little paint defect or modification exactly as the full size. You take a photo of the full size and a photo of this one, and you can't tell which is which. It's absolutely spectacular. Awesome work by Frank. He's been working for years on diverse different models for the World Championship, and it's awesome to see him finally pick up that trophy. Hey Vinny. Got the Alm turbines with the 3D printed parts on the front, the spinners. But over here, we've got our good friend Tony from Pilot RC. Now, this is my FC1, which we've already flown once. We've got a few more flights yet to do throughout the weekend for the show. This one is powered by my JetCat P250 It's got a Powerbox Mercury SR2 inside, everything controlled by my Powerbox core radio. Got Opti-Power batteries inside, MKS servos, everything top spec, and the performance to match it. And then over here, brand new, first time in Europe, it's the Matrix, but the big one. Now, we've been seeing the smaller Matrix fly for quite a while now, and everyone who flies it absolutely loves it. It's an amazing flying model, and not just because it's Pilot and I fly for them. But now the bigger version, 2.8, we saw this one fly yesterday, and it's even better. Obviously, bigger is always better, but they've managed to translate all those amazing characteristics into the big one. This one's got the bladder tank inside, so it's keeping it light as well. It's also got full vector on the back. So this one hovers, it harriers, it does all the maneuvers. And thanks to not being a Delta like the J10, it also does knife edge and all those kind of maneuvers brilliantly, much like the FC1. So I look forward to flying that sometime in the future and flying my own FC1 later in the show. We'll get you some video of that as well. Another model that Leo's going to be flying, he's going to be flying it for Engel Modellbau, those part organizers. The Voyager, massive model, but flies really great, flies really on rails. Got our friends at Powerbox again over here. We've got Miniature Aircraft, who are best known, or mainly known, for their helicopters. I think they're just going out now. We've just missed some of their models go, but they've actually got their helicopters here with turbines in them. So they're turbine helicopters, but in a 3D shell, basically. So you can do a sport fly or even a light 3D style flying with them with the turbine. We've got Genzaser here with all the batteries and chargers. Hi guys. Embroidery, now a classic for Jet Power. Every year we've got them here. If you need a cap, if you want a t-shirt with your name on it, with a brand on it, anything, a picture of your model, a logo, whatever, these guys can do it. And over here, Skymaster. This one is brand new, again, first time in Europe. Their new, absolutely massive F-15. Now this is kind of following on the scale of that F-14 that we recently published of Steve Johnson. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. It's brilliant. Same kind of size, absolutely massive. Twin turbine again, so you've got the added reliability that even if, for whatever reason, one turbine failed, you're still going to bring her home because you've got the second one. Admittedly, not for everyone. It is harder to transport, it is going to be heavy, and it is going to be expensive, but still an absolutely spectacular model. And their own version of the big F-86, which, if it flies anything like the version from Tomahawk, is a winner. You can see here we've got the full functioning slats on the front as well. So it modifies the wing geometry, so it should land beautifully. And then we've seen this, I think last time at Jet Power 2 years ago, the big Ares as well, the XXL or the XXXL, normally flown by Silvestri with a vector on the back, loads of fun. And then of course, the smaller versions that us mere mortals can afford and fly, that always fly great as well. We've got Altabaum with some more massive helicopters. Now, possibly Raquel's going to be flying one of these later on. We're not too sure yet, but it's also her birthday today, so make sure to send her some congratulations in the comments below, and hopefully we can get her flying one of these on her birthday. How about that for a birthday gift? Being here at Jet Power and flying one of these amazing, beautiful, massive turbine helicopters. And you've got to love the colour. Reminds me of my FC1. Now, over here we've got King Tech Luxembourg with the JMB Jets. This one is the Sioux from Jonathan Bossion, which is similar in style to the version that Ralph and Enrico fly, only this one is obviously produced by JMB Jets. He's got twin turbines in there, full vector thrust. He's built it very light. I do believe he's pushed the turbines forwards a little bit in order to rectify the CGs so as not to need any nose weight. But we'll have to get you some video on that because he flies this amazingly.
Hi, buddy.
Hey guys. Got some big L39s. We've got another F5 here by Airfly. No, this is not F5, sorry, the T38. Very similar, practically the same model, but just a slight variation. We've got F15, just like the one we've just seen, only a little bit smaller. Got a load of different models here from JMB. They have a massive lineup. No matter what you're looking for, chances are they've got something in that size or shape or model that you're looking for. Global Jet Club, they tend to have some nice models as well. We've got nice F18 down there by Aerojet. We've got Jet Legends and so on. What else we got? Big J10. Still can't be anything like mine, I'm sure. The CARF one flies amazing. Now the DE3D, we flew one of these in Australia as well. This one was a weird one. It looks like it should fly like an F3A model, and for the most part it does, but it's got a flat wing on the bottom, or whatever it was. Basically it flew great until you put it inverted. Put it inverted, straight and level was fine. If you push, it does a roll. So yeah, not too sure on that one. Over here we've got our friends from CAST Servo.
Hello.
Hey guys, you all right? Got CAST Servo. We've got another one of the, we've got their Pilot RC FC1 here, the 2.2 meter version. This is the same as we flew in the UK at Weston Park. I think this has still even got the same turbine in it. Yep, it's got a JetCat P130 RX on there. Obviously this one's fully loaded with CAST servos inside, including the Vector, obviously full 3D jet. And then we're coming, hey Pedro, we're coming to an end now. We're coming back to the beginning, but we've got our friends here from Electron who have just updated all of their electronics. So we've now got new controllers, new screen, new software for both, obviously. We've also got the simple version for smaller models. We've got the module which is just for brakes. So if you don't have retracts, just have brakes, you can use that one. And then your manual controller, because remember, we don't want to be plugging a battery into our retracts because you can burn them out. We use this instead. So that could be for assembling at the flying field if you need to open or close it to attach the wing or screws. And then, so look at that. And then as we've seen before, their lineup of push rods, absolutely top quality with the in-house ball links, everything produced by them. Obviously still no competition in this market for retracts, number one.
Yeah.
Then we've got some more scale details. We saw these guys at Pro Wing. We've got all the 3D printed little accessories ready to go just to take your model, or in this case, normally helicopter, to the next level. But look at that cockpit, fully lit up. They've even managed to simulate what looks like Alcantara seats, even though it isn't. Very nice. And then finishing off, we've got Skywing here, who brought out their first few jets recently. We saw one of these at Jet Power. Not sure if they're flying here yet, but look like an interesting model as well. And basically, that's it. We're back round to JetCat, where we started with the massive Fiat G61. And that's it. That's our tour of the JetCat tent. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Let us know if you want to see anything in the comments below. We'll try and get it for you while we're here. It's still only Friday. We've got 3 days left. So, time to go fly, have some fun. I'll see you all in the next one.